I'm Hitler. I just am such a fucking bitch. Just,
Yeah, then I would kill him. For sure. I would
and
actually
look at
shake
his little,
him.
like, Hitler
Shaken baby
face.
syndrome.
His little, like, fucking Hitler.
With a stash.
Fucking Hitler baby face. And you'd just be like, that looks like a baby that needs to be dead.
Oh my god.
I said Hitler baby face, Sarah.
I know, but that phrase, that looks like a baby that needs to be dead, that's wrong. Welcome back to Loud Foreigners
with Ellery
and Sarah.
It is amazing that this is episode 15.
Wow. Unbelievable.
And we're only here thanks to the amazing support of everybody who's a listener and all the people who support the podcast, listen to the podcast, and most importantly, share the podcast with their friends.
Sharing is caring. That's what I tell my students.
Sharing is caring. Put it out there. Put it on your Insta story. Put it on your Facebook. Put it on your LinkedIn. Put it on
no.
Put it in your email signature. Your email signature. Have you heard about Loud Foreigners? Here's the link.
I almost threw up. Oh, God.
So, Sarah, what's been going on with us recently? And I say us because our lives have been interestingly intertwined in the past couple weeks.
I was just about to say intertwined, too. Well, last week, we both coincidentally got COVID.
Yeah, we both got COVID. For me, it was my second time.
For me, it was my very first time. It fucking sucked, but I mean, it was bound to happen. And now I can tell my grandchildren, yep, back in the
pandemic.
Back in the pandemic days, in the year 2020, when I was in Taiwan, I got the COVID. I got Miss Rona. She caught me. She took me by the dick and swung me around her shoulder.
And your kids are like,
Grandma.
I literally have like 7 diseases from climate change. What's been going on? We both got the cocoa. The Roro.
I'm in love with the cocoa.
Not this one.
No, Miss Rona grabbed us by the dicks.
Yep. For those who don't know what the fuck we're talking about. Cocoa, Rona, Roro.
Miss Rona.
COVID. Wuhan virus.
Wuhan Feiyuan.
Wuhan Feiyuan. That's right. That's the Chinese for Wuhan virus.
See,
yeah.
I know.
Xinguanbingdu. Yeah.
Xinguanbingdu.
That's how you say coronavirus in Chinese.
Xinguanbingdu.
You just said Xinguanbingdu. Yeah. New fuck virus. Xinguanbingdu. Oh my god.
I mean, isn't it suitable?
Our first segment is Would You Rather? Which is a big throwback to our first episode. This was our first segment ever, Sarah. Would you rather have your only mode of transportation be a donkey or a giraffe?
A donkey. A giraffe's too tall to get on. But I'm afraid that... Like, what's the weight limit for the donkey? Because I don't want to break its back. You know?
I think you'd be fine, but it would be like, ugh, not
But
her again.
You would need a giraffe because of, like, your lengthiness.
I would want a giraffe for a different reason. Can you guess what it is?
No, why don't you tell me?
Because if you're riding a donkey, everyone would be like, who's that crazy bitch on a donkey? But if you're on a giraffe, people would be like, that is a man riding a motherfucking giraffe. And then they would like take pictures of you and they'd be like, oh my god, what's your name? And they'd be like, oh my god, can I follow you on Instagram?
That's your dream, right?
It's not my dream, it's my life.
It's your reality.
It's literally, I'm stopped for photos every day. I am.
It is so annoying. Last night, 2 people approached Ellery. One on the street, one when we were at a bar. And I'm like, I roll my eyes every fucking time.
She was like, you're so funny. Or no, you were like, you think he's funny?
Yeah.
And then she was like, yeah. And then she proceeded to like act out my online persona and like my videos and stuff to you in person. And you were like, okay.
Yeah, I was like,
so
okay,
funny.
and so
You're like, case in point, not funny.
it just goes to show, like,
goes to
Taiwanese
show-
humor.
It also goes to
versus-
show how little Chinese you know. The next one is, would you rather be able to shrink down to the size of an ant or grow to the size of a skyscraper?
Good question.
I mean, with being an ant, I would be afraid you'd get stepped on.
Right, but then you could actually be like a fly on the wall.
Literally.
Like an ant on the wall. So
Yeah.
I'm like, would you want to stand out and like have more opportunities to like be tall? And step on other bitches? I would love to step on some bitches. Or would I want to shrink down? I mean...
I'd want to know the tea. I'd want to like get in on the tea and like be able to go to places to like hear what the gossip is.
The hot goss.
Yeah, because you could like go back into being a human. It didn't say anything about like you're gonna be an ant forever.
Okay, I'll choose an ant.
Would you rather have your body found on a pile of sex toys or on a pile of drugs?
Well, I feel like it's more likely for my body to be found on a pile of sex toys because it's just more likely for me.
Yeah, you're not a big druggie.
No. But how about you?
For me, I would be concerned about, would people get the wrong idea with the drug thing? So I wouldn't want it to be drugs because...
Like, you wouldn't want to be found,
yeah.
OD'd on a bed full of drugs.
That's, like, the worst. But sex toys I'm not that embarrassed about sex.
No.
I'm not somebody that's embarrassed about sex. So for me, that's not devastating. Would you rather have a time machine that only goes back in time or a time machine that only goes forward in time?
I'm just gonna go ahead and say only goes back in time.
Would you go back and kill baby Hitler?
No.
Interesting.
Wait.
I wouldn't either, actually.
I wouldn't go back to kill anyone.
You go back to kill... Sarah, you go back to kill baby Hitler so that he can't become... That's like a classic, like, conundrum question. You know? Because then he can't become...
Right.
Then there's no Holocaust, essentially. But my theory is there could still be a Holocaust even without Hitler.
Yeah. Could still happen.
Yeah, and I don't know, could you bring yourself to kill a baby?
No.
Ugh, I don't know that I could.
Unless they're screaming, crying, then yeah, I fucking could. Because have you ever heard a baby endlessly screaming, crying, and you're like, literally, what's wrong? You're fed, your diaper's clean, like, shut the fuck up.
And the baby's like, I'm Hitler, I just am such a fucking bitch. Just, nah.
Yeah, then I would kill him. For sure. I would
And you
actually
look at his
shake
little,
him.
like, Hitler
Shaken
ass
baby
face.
syndrome.
His little, like, fucking Hitler.
With a stash.
Fucking Hitler baby face. And you just be like, that looks like a baby that needs to be dead.
Oh my god.
I said Hitler baby face, Sarah.
I know, but that phrase, that looks like a baby that needs to be dead, that's wrong.
Thanks, everybody, for listening to episode
15
of
Loud Foreigners.
Share the podcast. Share it out with your friends. Share it out to your friends.
Share it at church, share it at school, share it at Bible study. You know? Bring it up.
This is the last place that you want to bring up Loud Foreigners.
Right.
Bye, everybody. We'll see you next time in 2 weeks from now. And follow us on Loud Foreigners on Instagram.
I like how you put emphasis on
Loud
loud.
Foreigners. In case you thought it was quiet foreigners.
Jesus Christ.
I just accidentally spit on Sarah. There were 3 large droplets.
And that's how you get COVID, people. Make sure to stay home if you feel sick.
And don't let your friends spit on you.
Especially not Ellery.
Ellery. Bye.
Bye, bitch.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
It's normal to call them margs instead of margaritas.
That's as much of a thing as calling the Queen Lizzie.
Well, if you come to my house, we refer to them as margs. Don't come at me with that margarita shit. That takes too long.
And if you come to my house, we call them Ritas. I asked my another British friend about the Lizzie thing, and she was like, "No, absolutely not."
There's lots of British people.
Clearly, there's contention on the island,
and I want these two to get on the podcast and fight about what they call her. Rest in peace, Lizzie.
Rip, rip, rip. Lizzie.
Hey. All right, enough of that. Welcome back.